Hello everyone, welcome back to our videos. We are from Team C and today we would like the presentation still about letter, but today we will focus on attention line. There will be 3 points we will mention in this presentation. First is about salutation, the second about subject line, and the third is about body of letter. Okay, let's we go to the main point, attention line. Did you know what is attention line? The attention line in a letter is the line or part of the address used to indicate to whom the letter is addressed or who should receive the special attention in the letter. It helps ensure that the letter reaches the correct person or department with an organization address. Typically, the attention line is placed on the top of the letter, below the sender address, and before the salutation. It can be the name or individual name, department, or position being addressed. So, the attention line is a way to inform the letter recipient about who should receive a special attention or handle the letter within a larger organization. Alright, now let's move to the first point. It's about salutation. The salutation in a letter is an expression or greeting used to begin in the letter and addressed to the recipient. The salutation is typically located at the beginning of the letter, following the sender address and the attention line, if that applicable, and preceding the main content of the letter. Salutation generally include a word like a dear and then followed by recipient name or title. Commonly, or example of salutation used in the letter, maybe you already heard before, is Dear Mr. Smith, a greeting for a man named Smith, or Dear Mr. Anderson, or maybe sometimes you will find to whom it may concern, a greeting used when you don't know the recipients. Like this one example, you can see after your address, the writer is make Dear Miss or Mr. followed by your name. The salutation is a polite way to start a letter and set the tone for the type of letter and your relationship with the recipient. After the salutation, you can process with the content of your letter. Certainly, for more detail, let's we talk about the salutation. Okay, let's we replay again. Purpose of salutation. A salutation in a letter used to begin the letter and over greetings to the letter recipients. It's a polite and respectful way to initiate a written communication. So what about a salutation format? The salutation is typically located at the top of letter after the sender address and the attention line, if that's applicable, and before the main content of the letter. It usually starts with dear or something like that. Maybe that's after you put a dear, you can follow it the recipient names. And there is also an alternative option. If you don't know the recipient's name, you can use a more general salutation like dear sir or madam or to whom it may concern. However, it's feasible to make an effort to find out the recipient's name if it's possible. So, the next is cultural consideration. Salutation can vary depending cultural norms and social conventions. For example, in some culture, the use of full names or specific title may be considered important to show a respect, while in other, a more relaxed salutation will be might appropriate. So, what is the importance of salutation? The salutation is important part of the letter etiquette that can help create a positive first impression on the letter recipients. It can also reflect a level or formality, politeness in your written communication. In a business or formal communication, it is important to pay careful attention to the salutation as it is a way to show your respect and professionalism in your letter. Alright, so that is material for the salutation. For the next point is about subject line and body of letter will be explained by my partner Corey and Hadisti in the next part of videos.
Next material, subject line. The subject line in a letter is short line or brief sentence used to provide a summary or information about the main content of the letter. The purpose of the subject line is to give the letter recipient a brief idea of what they will find when they read the letter. The subject line is typically placed at the top of the letter, below the salutation or opening greeting, and before the main body of the letter. Subject line are often used in electronic letter or email and formal business communication to help recipient assess the importance of the letter and for easy of achieving and searching of the letter in the future. In email, the subject line is usually prominently displayed in the recipient inbox. Example of subject line in email and the letter. Example 1. Important meeting tomorrow. Inform about an upcoming meeting.
Okay, the next material is body of the letter. The body of the letter is the main section of a letter that contains the message, information, or primary content the sender wants to convey to the letter recipient. In the body of the letter, the sender explains the purpose of the letter, present argument or reason, provides relevant information, or convey the message they want to communicate to the letter's recipient. This is the section where the primary communication takes place and the letter content should be written clearly and structured for easy understanding by the recipient. Some things typical included in the body of the letter are, for the first is introduction. The beginning of the body of the letter can be used to provide a brief background or context about why the letter is being written or what subject is going to be discussed. Second is main content. The main content is the large part of the letter and contains the information, argument, or main message the sender wants to convey. The letter content should be well structured and include relevant details. And the three is explanation and argument. If the letter includes argument or explanation, the body of the letter will contain this argument or explain in more depth. And four is fact or evidence. If there are fact or evidence supporting the argument information present in the letter, this can be included in the body of the letter. And number 5 is conclusion. The conclusion at the end of the body of the letter, there is often a conclusion or brief summary of the main information or message that has been conveyed. And the last one is closing greeting. The closing greeting after the body of the letter is usually concluded with a closing greeting and the sender's signature. Okay, it is important to keep the letter contents organized, clear, and focus on the message you want to convey to the letter recipient. Error in the letter content can lead to confusion or misunderstanding, so careful writing is key to effective written communication. Okay, I think that's all our material. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.